Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Beth, here to help you fulfill your potential in meditation. As most of you know, I don't have just one method that I teach to everybody, like one size fits all. Instead, I much prefer to teach people one-on-one. And the reason is that you're all different. So please use these videos as a guideline, and if there's anything that isn't quite working for you or anything that doesn't quite fit, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you individually. Today's video is about the importance of continual practice in meditation. It's something that I personally speak to with my students about a lot, and it's something that I suspect that relatively few of them actually put into practice. So I'm hoping to convince some of you today, hoping that by the end of this video a few more of you will be inspired to put continual practice into action in your daily lives. It really is a power tool that can help our meditation deepen quickly. Now, as we know, the mind is incredibly powerfully habit forming. Things that we already have the habit of doing take relatively little effort to maintain. And things that we don't yet have the habit of doing take a lot of effort up front to get started. I know it's a hackneyed example, but I'm going to give it anyway, that most of us don't need to make much effort to remember to brush our teeth every day or remember to have a shower, because we're already in the habit of doing those things. And our meditation is exactly the same. If we're in the habit of meditating continually, we make it easy for ourselves. If we're starting, stopping, we make it difficult for ourselves. Now, obviously, it's going to be much easier to practice meditation continually in the setting of a meditation retreat, where meditation is our only full-time job. All of my retreats, I encourage continual practice, and what I find is that the students on my retreats tend to really feel deeply the benefits of that continual practice, but then they don't know how to maintain the continuity of their practice when they go back to their daily lives and they no longer have the luxury of meditation being their full-time job. They need to balance meditation alongside other things. So how can we maintain a degree of continuity back in our daily lives when we're off of retreat? Well, the first and the most obvious thing that we want to do is to establish a regular meditation practice. Ideally, we want to be meditating at the same time and in the same place every day. In this way, our mind starts to expect meditation. It might be a bit difficult the first few days or weeks, but after a while, when it gets to, let's say, 8:30 p.m, then our mind starts to expect, oh, now is the time when I'm going to become calm, and meditation becomes easier. If we're practicing, let's say, half an hour every day, that's still quite a lot of stop, start involved in our meditation routine, because obviously the other 23.5 hours of the day we're not meditating. So how can we increase our continuity even more? Well, here I like to suggest that we pepper what I call mini meditations throughout the day. And this could be just 2 minutes or 3 minutes of awareness on our meditation object, but many times throughout the day. And there's a couple of ways that we can do this. The first way, and by far the most difficult way, is to make the determination that, let's say, every hour at the top of the hour, it could be 15 past or half past or whatever, but for now, let's say every hour at the top of the hour, I'll stop whatever I'm doing and I'll focus on my meditation object for 2 minutes. Now, I say this is really difficult because obviously at the top of the hour, every hour, we could be doing anything. We could be in a meeting, on a phone call, we could be driving, we could be in the middle of the supermarket. And so we need to be willing to prioritize our meditation above whatever else we're doing. Now, if that sounds like a big ask to you, I'd like you to consider that when you really need to go to the toilet, most of us are able to stop whatever we're doing and get that need to go to the toilet met. If we're in a meeting, we'll excuse ourselves. If we're driving, we'll pull over. And so can we make meditation as much of a priority? Can we say to people, oh, sorry, I need to pause this conversation for a couple of minutes. I want to focus on my meditation object. If we're driving, can we pull over for a couple of minutes and focus on our meditation object? It's difficult, but it's really powerful, because every time we do that, we're reminding ourselves of the importance of meditation in our lives. and we start to get some of the momentum of the continuity of practice back into our daily lives. Now, the second way that we can bring in these mini meditations, this one's a bit easier, is that we all have activities that we do throughout the day repeatedly that don't require much of our mental engagement. It could be, for example, washing our hands, taking a shower, boiling the kettle, walking up the stairs, walking to work, things that we do habitually, sort of on autopilot. So we can take these activities one at a time, and we can make the determination, whenever I do this thing, I will do so with my attention on my meditation object. Whenever I do this thing, I will do so with my attention on my meditation object. We can build up the habit with that one activity until we start to associate doing that thing with bringing our attention to our meditation object. And once we've built that habit, then we can repeat it with another activity and another activity. And before you know it, we're bringing in awareness of our meditation object throughout the day fairly often. So those are some of the ideas I have for you to try and build more continuity of awareness into your daily lives. It might be that you also have your own creative ideas how to increase the continuity of your practice off retreat. What I would suggest is that now you get off of the screens, get onto the cushions, get out there and improve the continuity of your practice in your daily lives. Put it into action. If you're encountering any difficulty, if there's anything that you want to discuss with me, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you individually. As most of you know, I do all of my work on a donation basis, so I encourage you to support me either through Patreon or through my website so that I can continue to make these videos. Thank you so much for your support. Wishing you the best with your meditation.